This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by North Shore Community College. If you have the will to attend college, we have the way for you to earn your degree.
Good morning and welcome back to LCTV News. I'm Dani Vittori. Due to the holidays, we did not have the news last week, so we have some stories to catch up on. Several grants were awarded, holiday festivities were in full swing, and veterans were honored. On the Lynn Lowdown, we had the manager and several players from the Greater Lynn Babe Ruth Baseball League who made it to the World Series last summer. Here's the news for Friday, December 30th, 2022. Administration is awarding $250 million over the next 5 years to adult education providers. This historic level of funding will distribute $48.2 million in the first year alone. Several Lynn-based organizations will be receiving money. North Shore Community College received a grant of $503,372. Catholic Charities Lynn will be getting $270,953,000, while Pathways Education and Training is receiving the largest grant in the amount of $988,000. The Essex County Sheriff's Department will also be getting $567,572 through the correctional institution grants being offered. Pending approval from the Massachusetts School Building Authority, Magnolia Park will become the new site of Pickering Middle School. At a meeting of the Pickering Middle School Building Committee on Wednesday the 21st, lead architect Gene Raymond stated that Magnolia Park was his first choice because it's conveniently located, does not require eminent domain acquisitions, and is not on a rock foundation. The school will be built 2 or 3 feet off the ground to avoid flooding, and the aesthetic look they want mirrors that of Thurgood Marshall Middle School. Due to severe flooding, which has occurred at the location in the past, making sure the school has precautions and a way to capture the water is a major concern for those involved. KIPP Academy has been named one of 300 finalists for the Samsung National Solve for Tomorrow STEM competition. KIPP has received $2,500 worth of supplies and technology and will be advancing to the next stage of competition. Last year, they advanced all the way to the second to last round, with their project focused on air quality. For the next stage this year, they must present how their project will address the community issue they identified. 50 finalists will be selected in mid-February and will receive $20,000 in technology and supplies, with one of them also being named the Sustainability Innovation Award winner and receiving an additional $50,000 in technology. Former Superintendent of Lynn Public Schools, Dr. Patrick Tutwiler, will be named the next State Secretary of Education by Governor-elect Maura Healey. Tutwiler resigned from his position last August after serving as superintendent for 4 years. He believes that the main job of a superintendent is to help raise the voices of students through the leadership of both him and his staff. According to Healey, Tutwiler has the experience and attitude which will allow him to help students in all stages of learning, from pre-K to high school. His leadership in a variety of positions, from teacher to superintendent, has shown that he puts equity, diversity, and inclusion as the center focus in all that he does. Tutwiler is excited and honored to be chosen for the position, and in a statement said, quote, "Our office is going to be all about the people. The students, families, educators, and the staff who we serve will drive all of our decision-making," end quote. Mayor Nicholson and his administration are looking to close the language gaps and barriers at City Hall so services can be offered to all residents, regardless of the language they speak. The city now has a multilingual interpreter for several languages and will be hiring a language access coordinator to ensure that the interpreters are able to serve both the residents and City Hall effectively. Bilingual directors are now on every floor at City Hall, and a 15-week Spanish language course is being offered in collaboration with North Shore Community College for employees who wish to expand their language skills. Parking tickets will now also be issued in both English and Spanish, where before they were only done in English. The city also hired a consultant to redo their website to make it more language accessible. To read the full press release, go to our website, lyntv.org. Over the weekend, several events took place, starting with Wreaths Across America on Saturday the 17th. At Pine Grove Cemetery in Lynn, Swampscott Cemetery, and all across the country and overseas, wreaths were laid at the graves of veterans to honor those who have served. Take a look.
Today we show a united front of gratitude and respect across the United States as we remember the fallen, honor those who serve, and teach our children the value of freedom.
And we ask you to help us accomplish 3 things this morning and throughout the year as defined by Wreaths Across America. First, to remember the fallen. Second, to honor and serve their families. And third, by our example today and every day, to teach our young people, as well as our communities, the values and price of freedom, while we also keep in mind and in our hearts our unique history. We are joined together in spirit with others who are also participating in Wreaths Across America Day at veteran cemeteries and at other locations in all 50 states, in ceremonies at sea, and at ceremonies on foreign land.
This is an event that's happening around the country, as we just heard, around the world, overseas as well. And it just reminds us of those in our community who have stepped up to serve and the importance of remembering them, doing right by them, and honoring their service and sacrifice.
There are many men and women serving today in all branches of the military, far away from home. These men and women are part of the best trained, best equipped force in the world. We honor them and their families for their sacrifice they make each day to keep our country safe.
Later that day, at Lynn Tech Skills USA hosted Reading Opens the World. Lynn Tech students and faculty, as well as city and state leaders, gathered to give out 40,000 books to the community. Here's a clip from the event.
We always talk about the youth are our future. These youth are our present. Now at Lynn Tech, they are in the process of changing their community. They are in the process of changing themselves. They are not future leaders, they are present leaders. They are committed to making Lynn Tech a better place, and they have.
We just want to say thank you for all that you do for the community. You continue to make such a huge difference here, and you set your goals high. You always surpass them. I'm very proud to be from Lynn. I'm proud of all the powerful folks we have here that are fully committed to the community.
What is so exciting and compelling about this event for me today is that it's service, it's team, it's the learning that is being shared back with the community.
It is our honor to help sponsor, along with Lynn and along with Lynn teachers and along with AFT Mass, 40,000 free books to children, because we know that the love of learning, the joy of learning, is where we find the gift of being the best of yourselves, where a king can go in the corner of a room and find themselves lost in a mystery, find themselves lost in a desire, find themselves lost in a goal or a dream, that they can be somebody who they are not.
My heart is just full with pride and joy that we have students who lead the way that you do. This organization, this program, Skills USA, is a model for all of our schools.
Monday the 19th, the Pickering Middle School Building Committee met to discuss possible options for the school before selecting Magnolia Park as the new site. Here's a clip from the meeting.
As I said, we went through an initial sorting process, and it became clear very quickly that 3 of the sites really are not practical. Gowdy Park and the former Union Hospital site are way up north, and if we're going to be kind of rebalancing the middle school population and moving some pupils from the southern side of the city, really I think transportation and for a host of reasons, you're not going to be well served bringing a bunch of new pupils all the way up through Wyoming Square to the end of the city limits. The other one was Pickering Sisson, which I'm repeating myself, but that site is very small. We can't do a new project here. I'll show you what we could do with an addition renovation, but it has some negative impacts. And then we did, in the second portion of this, take a look a little deeper at Broadway, Rockdale, and Magnolia Park. So with that, I will give you an overview of the 6 sites, if you don't mind.
To watch the full broadcast, go to lyntv.org. Brickett Elementary School held a 2-day winter festival on the 19th and 20th. LCTV was on the scene the second day as kids watched performers by students of the Esch Circus Arts School in Somerville. Here's more from the event.
So all 3 of us are in the pre-professional program at Esch Circus Arts. For juggling, I actually started juggling at 4-H camp when I was in middle school, and then started juggling at the beginning of the pandemic and have been juggling ever since.
I am also at the Esch Circus Arts, our pre-professional program, and I started contortion probably when I was about, 3, but I didn't know what it was until I was about 10, and then I started getting formal training for it around 2014.
I started out as an aerialist actually, but then I discovered that I'd rather have either my hands or feet on the ground. So I've been doing hand balancing for about 3 years, and juggling I think maybe more like 2.5. And Aaron and I have been juggling together for the past year because we both loved partner juggling. So we were always trying to find someone to juggle with, and no one else ever would. So we're performing at the Winter Festival at the Brickett Elementary School in Lynn for the kids.
So much fun. They are the most positive recipients of our act ever. It was so much positive energy, and it was really fun to perform for them.
My favorite thing was when the first performance happened and all the kids just started screaming. But in the best way. They were all just so excited to see everything happen. And this is potentially their first exposure to circus. So it's really cool that we get to be a part of that.
Saturday, the 24th, the Christmas Eve parade made its way through Lynn. Happening from 5 to 10 p.m., fire trucks, floats, and decorated vehicles made their way through the crowds lining the streets. Here's a part of the parade.
The 35th annual Christmas Eve parade happened last Saturday. The parade originated in 1986 when Richie Feiger partnered with John's Oil, and has continued ever since, with the parade now named in Feiger's honor as the People's Parade. Ward 7 Councilor and City Council President Jay Walsh has been one of the lead organizers of this parade for years, alongside Jordan Avery. Dozens of vehicles were adorned in holiday decorations and followed their traditional 20-plus mile route throughout the city of Lynn.
Also on the 24th was a holiday food and toy drive at Brothers Deli, organized by Lenny Thomas and Jason Gonzalez as a way to help give presents and meals to those in need, as well as the opportunity for children to have their picture taken with Santa. Here's more.
What's going on, y'all? Merry Christmas Eve. We're here at Brothers Deli. Jason Gonzalez, Lenny Thomas. We are coming together for our community. Grateful and blessed, humbled to be able to do this. We cooked over 200 meals. We gave out over 500 toys. We have a location at Energy as well, doing similar things that we're doing here. We kind of split everything up. Have some locations spread out through the city. We got some drivers going out, making some deliveries today. For those of y'all who can't make it, because the world is cold outside. So yeah, just excited and humbled and thankful for the opportunity, man.
I just want to say thank you to George Marcos and Brothers Deli for having us. You know, he's hosted us. And Lenny did a nice job last night cooking some meals for everybody. But we got toys for families, you know, meals for everybody. We get, a lot of needy people out there. So we want to give thanks to everybody out there who needs it. So come on by if you need. You know, we do a lot of these in the future as well. So let's look forward to it.
On deck, the sports update. The Lynn English basketball teams are off to strong starts. The girls team beat Malden 72-38, while the boys team also downed Malden 80-41 and Beverly 94-65. Lynn Classical girls basketball defeated Chelsea 42-15, but the boys team was defeated by Swampscott 47-34 last week to even out their record at 2-2. Both Lynn Tech basketball teams were also victorious as the girls team won over Kipp Academy 42-24 to move to 3-0, while the boys team defeated Saugus 62-61 in overtime. The Walter Boverini citywide boys and girls basketball tournament began on Tuesday at Lynn Classical High, with the Lynn English boys pounding Kipp Academy 72-7 in the first game. In a much tighter game, the Classical team beat Lynn Tech 50-44 to advance to the finals. English then defeated Classical 90-24 to move to 6-0 on the season. For the girls, Classical took the championship title 50-35 over the Bulldogs. St. Mary's girls hockey remains undefeated at 4-0 after beating Matagonio 3-0. Their boys hockey team had a dramatic 4-2 win over Brookline on Christmas Eve, where Finn Racky scored his first goal as a varsity Spartan. They then won the Sereno tournament on Wednesday night 2-1 against Franklin. St. Mary's boys basketball lost 48-47 in a hard-fought game against Ridge Community, while the girls team bested Bishop Verrott 73-24, starting the game with a 30-3 lead. The boys are now 2-3, with the girls at 5-0, after also winning Rumble on the Ridge in Florida. In the Lynn Christmas tournament, the Lynn Jets hockey team lost 8-0 against Swampscott in their first game. The Swampscott Big Blue scored 7 in 2 periods, despite several impressive saves by the Jets goalie. Earlier this month, 76 Lynn Fall athletes and coaches were honored at the Item All-Star Awards ceremony. One of those athletes, Lynn Classical's Brady Warren, signed a letter of intent to play golf for Division II St. Anselm College next year. The New England Patriots are barely clinging to their playoff lives as they drop their second game in a row, 22-18, against the Cincinnati Bengals. After going down 22-0 in the first half, the Pats scored 18 unanswered points and were driving with 2 minutes left in the game. A fumble by Ramondre Stevenson, recovered by Cincinnati, erased the chance for a comeback win. Coming off 3 wins in a row, on the 23rd, the 25th, and the 27th, the Celtics continue to sit at the top of the Eastern Conference. In a 121-109 victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves, Jaylen Brown shined with 38 points and 7 rebounds. Derek White also made an impact with 18 points and 5 rebounds of his own. The Celtics were down 29-22 in the first period, but bounced back to take and retain the lead. On Christmas Day against the Milwaukee Bucks, Jason Tatum was the star, notching 41 points and 7 rebounds. The Celtics outscored the Bucks in all but the second period to secure their 24th victory of the season, 139-118. Both Brown and Tatum had monster games against the Houston Rockets with 39 and 38 points respectively. The team overall had 44 points in the paint and went 14 for 45 on three-point attempts for a 126-102 victory. The Boston Bruins are also in first place in the Atlantic Division with a record of 27-5-2. Their last 3 games were tight contests, with a 3-2 victory over the Winnipeg Jets on the 22nd, a 4-3 win against the New Jersey Devils on the 23rd, and a 3-2 shootout loss to the Ottawa Senators. Boston battled back after going down 2-0 in the first period, the Jets, to score 2 of their own in the second. A lone goal by Nick Foligno in the third gave the Bruins their 8th victory in 11 games. The contest with New Jersey looked vastly different, as the Bruins did all their scoring in the second period. 2 goals by David Pastrnak, 1 each by Jake DeBrusk and Patrice Bergeron gave them a 4-1 lead going into the third. The Devils would score twice to make it a 4-3, but 37 saves by Bees goalie Linus Ullmark were enough to get them the win. On the 27th, neither team scored in the first before the Senators had 2 in the second, while Boston had 1 in the second and third periods. A scoreless overtime led to a shootout where the Senators secured the victory, getting 1 goal in their 3 tries, while Boston did not score any. On the Lynn Lowdown this week, we had members of the Lynn Babe Ruth Baseball League who made it all the way to the World Series last summer. Here is the lowdown. Good afternoon and welcome back to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have on 3 players and the manager of the Babe Ruth Lynn baseball team. We have manager Leon Elwell, as well as 3 players, Shea, Jaiden, and Josh. Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Of course. So I'll start by asking, Leon, you're the manager. You 3, what are your positions when you're playing?
I play first base.
I play second base.
And I pitch.
Cool. Awesome. And you said you got 4 pitches?
Yeah.
You can do? Nice. I like that. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to ask or if it's a secret.
Do you want me to say what I throw?
There you go.
I throw a slider, 2-seam, curveball, and a 4-seam.
Okay, so basically I could hit nothing off of you. That's good to know. So, Leon, I'll start with you. What's it like being the manager, being the head coach of a team like this?
It's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work. The boys work really, really hard, so that makes it that much easier. It's a good group of kids. We can only have 3 kids on here. I wish we could have all 15 of them, but it's a lot of fun. It was a great summer, and I just appreciate all the hard work that they put in this summer.
Of course. And now I'll ask you 3. You can go down the line. What was it like getting all the way to the World Series? And congratulations on that too.
It was like a lot of hard work. A lot of teamwork had to be put in, and we had to practice every day.
and work hard every single day. And we just knew what we had to do, like every game. We just went out there and just worked hard as we could.
Yeah, and everyone had to, buy into all the stuff that coach was preaching to us. So everyone was on the same page, and we bonded as a team, and that was how we got there.
Cool.
I would just say the practices, our practice every day, those helped us get better as a team and work together as a team, and I think that's what brought us to the World Series.
It sounds like it. I remember I was there for when you were sent off, actually, to West Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
That sounds like it was a fun trip. Because how did you get there?
We got there. We took a train. We took a train from South Station, and we took a train right into Fredericksburg, Virginia. They had a train station there. So we traveled all night, and we got there about 8:30 in the morning. We left about 9:30 at night.
Oh, wow. That is a long haul.
Sure was.
That must have been fun, though. But I'll ask you, how long have you three been playing baseball? When did you start?
I've been playing ever since I can remember, T-ball all until now.
Yeah, I started in Pine Hill Little League and then just worked my way up, and now playing at Lynn Babe Ruth, and now I graduated. So.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, same as Jaiden and Shea, except I played in Wyoma, and then again went on to play in Lynn Babe Ruth.
Oh, okay, great. And for you, how long have you been the manager, been working with Babe Ruth?
I've been working Babe Ruth. This is my third stint with Babe Ruth. So overall, probably 10 years I've been coaching in Babe Ruth. But with this particular group, last year was my first year with this group of kids, and then obviously again this year.
And again, I don't know exactly how it works with the age. I know you're all, well, you two are 16, you're 15, but you're all in the 15 group. So had you played together before on the same team?
Yeah.
Any of you?
Yeah, we played together last year, and we all go to the same high school, so we play high school baseball together.
Oh, okay. Well, where do you go?
St. Mary's.
Yeah. Nice. It's actually one of my parents' alma maters, so I know that a little bit. And if you have to just go through the entire season, not just the World Series, all of it, what would you say was some of your favorite memories playing? And if you can answer.
The regional championship was probably the best game because winning that was the biggest relief, because we worked so hard up until that point, and that was just everything we were working for to get to the World Series. Yeah.
One of my favorite moments was in the Maplewood game, because we lost to them last year in the state championship, and all season we tried to get over that hump. So when we won that game, I was really pleased, and that was probably my favorite moment from the season.
Nice.
I got to say the state championship, it was, since we lost it last year, it was so much, I would say it was like a relief to win the state championship instead of losing it again and then going on to regionals and then the World Series.
Nice. And what would you say is one of your favorite moments with coaching them?
For me, I would just say it was the practices every day, just to see these guys every day, put in the work and the effort, and just get better and better every day at practice. So for me, and then obviously to see their reactions, when we did win the states and in the regionals, to see the dog piles and stuff like that, and then of course I got the Gatorade shower at the end of each of those. So. Those are the memories that I'll take away.
I mean, those are fun. I see those on TV. That sounds like it'd be a fun thing to do. And as for the positions you play, have you always played those positions, or did you move around, or how did that end up working?
Towards my younger years, I was usually an outfielder because I'm a lefty. But I've played first base for a long time. I usually switch in and out, but this year I primarily took first base.
Nice.
I've always played infield, either shortstop or second base, but we have a really good shortstop, so second base was my primary position.
I would just say I've always pitched. It's kind of been natural for me to do, once again, because I'm a lefty. I just like doing it.
Yeah, well, you gotta like your position, right? It's because you really commit to it. And I don't actually know Babe Ruth League, how do you get into it? Like, do you have to qualify? Can you sign up? How does that work?
As far as like just signing up to play Babe Ruth, like
Oh, you just sign up. I wasn't sure if you like had to qualify a certain way or.
yeah. So every January we have an online registration, and then we have an in-person registration. And then you just, if you're between the ages of 13 and 15, you can register to play Babe Ruth, and they have three separate, so they have a 13-year-old division, and they have a 14-15 division.
Okay.
And then when we get to All-Stars, they split into three divisions. So you have a 13-year-old All-Star bracket, 14-year-old All-Star, and 15-year-old All-Stars.
Oh, okay, so that's what it works. So you three are all going to be graduating out of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We just did.
So you just did. So then, what would you say would be next in terms of baseball? You're all going to keep playing?
Yeah.
Yep.
High school.
High school.
Like
Legion.
maybe some Legion, yeah.
Okay, so you do play other leagues as well.
Yeah.
And I know you're also, what, 15, 16, what is that? Is that sophomores?
Yeah.
In high school? So, yeah, so I know it's still a little bit young, but would you think about pursuing it even as you're looking at colleges or looking into that, or do you even think about that yet?
Yeah, I think about playing in college, and possibly I hope to get to the next level, but college is just my goal for now.
Yeah, I agree. I play hockey as well, so I want to play that definitely in college, so maybe I can do both. Who knows?
It's always been my dream to play in college, so I definitely hope to play in college.
Well, I hope you all can as well, because then we can say we had you on this show and be like, hey, we know these three. As well as, of course, your other 12 teammates. And for you, would you want to continue to manage, coach in Babe Ruth?
Well, I'm getting close to retirement, so I think I'm going to do one more year. I was asked to come back and do another year. This year was going to be my last year, because I think it'd be hard to top, the experience of coaching, making it to the World Series, and especially coaching with this group of guys, like they had said earlier. We lost in the state finals last year, and I think for all of us that was the goal to get back and get over that hump, and get to the regional, and then you wind up winning the regional, and you go to a World Series. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, for me, maybe one more year.
Maybe one more. Maybe get one more out of you.
Yeah.
And now for you, might be your last year, and then for you three who graduated out of it, what would you say to someone who's a little bit younger and thinking about maybe playing for the league?
Definitely do it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. You make memories forever and make good friends.
It's a good way to bond with your teammates, because you do three all go to the same school, but I'm assuming not all of your teammates do.
No.
Most of them, but some of them are from other towns because it's Greater Lynn Babe Ruth.
Right. So you get to bond with other people.
Yeah.
That must be kind of funny, then maybe going and playing some of your former teammates in games during the season.
Yeah.
That would be a funny thing to experience. Well, but I gotta say thank you guys again for coming on to talk about your amazing season. Congratulations again for making it all the way. That was very impressive. We were all rooting for you.
Appreciate you having us. Thank you very much.
Of course. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we will see you next week with more guests. Now for the community calendar. On New Year's Day, Sunday, January 1st, there will be a Freezin' for a Reason polar plunge at the Coast Guard Station in Nahant to benefit Campfire North Shore. Setup begins at 11 a.m. with the plunge itself at noon. There will also be a fundraiser at Raleigh's Tavern following the plunge. A portion of the day's sales will also be donated to the cause. Long-sleeve shirts can be purchased in advance of the event for $30. Campfire North Shore is a nonprofit organization meant to provide students a safe, inclusive, out-of-school time where they can learn to become young leaders. There will be a Mental Wealth Expo Saturday the 7th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., taking place at the Lynn Tech Annex Building, 90 Commercial Street, and hosted by Skills USA. Come down for free workshops and activities. Recommended for those aged 14 and up, it is part of a series of commercial events focused on financial literacy and mental health. The keynote speaker will be Dr. Laura Luna. Those interested can RSVP at Eventbrite or with the barcode on the flyer, which can be found on our website, lyntv.org, under Community Calendar. There is no delay for trash or recycling pickup the week of January 1st. The week of January 9th, Christmas trees will be added to the list of accepted items during leaf and waste curbside pickup. This is in addition to leaf, grass, plants, branches that are less than 3 feet long, barrels weighing less than 32 gallons, and bags less than 50 pounds. Plastic bags, soil, artificial trees, decorations, tree stands, and trees in bags are not allowed. For details on the events listed and all events on our community calendar, go to our website, lyntv.org. That brings us to the end of this week's news. To learn more about what is happening around the city, follow us on social media at Lynn Community Television. Watch our videos and event coverage on our YouTube page, Lynn Community Television. Also visit our website, lyntv.org, for all our latest press releases and videos. I'm Dani Vittori, this is LCTV News, and we will see you next week.